Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. We're back under the GMC Canyon. Although the module, we were told, was made out of unobtainium, there was a mistake. In the locator, there actually was one module listed in all of New York State. The dealer let me know, and it was a ways away. But the customer wanted their car fixed, so they went and got it. So shout out to Jim Murphy Chevrolet of Springville. Because that's where they went to get it. Apparently this dealer had one on the shelf and they were willing to sell it. So there it is, from a brick and mortar Chevrolet dealer. So that's good, because oftentimes when a dealer has a part like this and it's, you know, made out of the rare earth material of unobtainium, they don't want to sell it because they want to save them for their customers, so they'll hoard them or keep them. But here we are, part number 840824903. That's what it says right there. Made right here in America. That's what it claims. Country of origin, USA. Let's get this bad boy up on here. It looks like it's going to be a mother lover to get off. You know how the mother lovers are. Unplug it. And it looks like one nut. Or what used to be a nut. Or at least it slightly resembles a nut. I have a 10mm in the RBRT socket series. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I legit have the torches sitting right next to me because I thought we were gonna light this candle. Never mind. We'll just take the nut off. Quit complaining. Wow, that's amazing. It's Monday. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I thought we were going to have a little more drama. Maybe just the mere threat of having the torch up here scared it into submission. Oh, does it come out of there? Okay. What does she look like? Oh, she crusty. Not too bad. Is this a different part number? So the one we're taking off is a 23231860. Yeah, all the numbers on it are different. Interesting. So, not that you can read it or anything. They look the same, and that's all that matters. Maybe they've upgraded it. Who knows? Who knows? The cool thing about these RBRT sockets is they can be used in both directions. Kind of neat. So you can stick the crappy fastener right back on there if you choose to do so. Our connector looks good. Nobody's filled it full of dielectric grease, which is great. There's that. Our zip tie is back on there, the anti-strain. All right, let's see if we were right or if we were wrong. I plugged in the Altel, cut the key on. The truck started and ran for about 10 seconds. And then it doesn't run. So that's a plus. And that answers the age-old question: if I put one on myself at home, can I drive it somewheres and get it programmed? No. I guess is the answer. I didn't know, so because I thought it was kind of curious that the vehicle ran prior. Let's see here. We're gonna go to, oh, we don't have any internet connection. Chassis control module. If we can talk to it, then we know we did a right diagnosis. What control version? I don't know. We'll just pick one. The fact of the matter is, we can talk to it now. Should have some kind of code for not being programmed. Yeah, control module not programmed. A P0602. And like I say, we can talk to it now. Before we couldn't talk to it, even though the truck started, ran, drove, everything seemed good. This is all the stuff that it could be responsible for if it were equipped. That's it. So yeah, not a ton to see. Let's get her programmed. I'm going to be using TechLine Connect here. However, prior to giving it full beans, we should look in service data to see if there's any special instructions. We don't want to get ourselves in trouble here, so we'll see if there's any options first. It should be pretty straightforward, but never assume, I guess. It didn't come up with any options, just all the current calibrations are unrecognized. There's all our current part numbers. But like I say, before we do this, we'll just pop in. I put the info here, 16 Canyon with the big 3.6. Now, a Chevrolet, the best place to go, well, I already have it up there because I've looked it up before, control module reference. You always want to search that out. And that's going to have the programming and setup for all your different modules. Let's see, we'll control F this little guy. Whoops. Chassis, it's your K38 module. Gives you your scan tool information, schematics, how to replace it, and then most importantly, programming and setup. So I'm going to read through this, see if there's anything important about it. Sometimes there'll be relearn procedures and stuff that need to be done after you do a programming. Always look in service data, even if it's something you've done, I don't know, I mean, if you've done it 100 times, same year, make and model, maybe not, but you know, if you've never done one or, you know, you don't do them a lot, just look in service data and see what the process is before you start clicking buttons. All right, we'll let this thing sit here and do its thing. It takes oh, that one actually loaded up pretty quick, so it shouldn't take long at all. And we're using the GM MDI2 from Chevrolet. Of course, have a battery maintainer so your battery doesn't go dead, but it should only take a few minutes. And if this vehicle had air suspension, it sounds like when we're done, we need to clear the codes. Where was it? We need to clear the codes and then use suspension sensor trim height calibration if applicable, which it's not applicable for us. So put it in, clear the codes, move on with our life. Basically is what we need to do. And wait for the little blue worm to cross the screen. It says action complete. And let's see, that's it. We're done here. Nothing more to see. We'll let this shut down. Let me turn the key off. I just like to leave the key off just long enough for all the modules to time out. I plugged the Altel back in while I was waiting for other things here. Alright, let's see here. It's going to have a host of codes in it. I did not, a lot of times I'll clear them with the GM tool there, but it should be littered full of like communication codes and stuff. No sense even looking. We'll just erase them. And you can see now the chassis control module is lit up green, where prior it wasn't. So it kind of sucks just due to the fact that it worked and there wasn't really anything wrong with it. You know, if I was a customer, I might hang on to this thing because in a pinch, I guess, you can always stick it back in. You know, the vehicle starts. How come we still got a money light? What the world? Why on earth do we have a check engine light? That ain't right. I'm not being stupid, right? I saw a check engine light, didn't I? Just jump in the generic side here. Codes found 0. Just the permanent code in there for the U0109 that obviously wouldn't turn the light on. I did see a check engine light on, right? Let's see here. Oops, of course I got the column on. about handy. Alright, check engine light. Put the read codes. We have no codes except our permanent code. Maybe it just likes being on. Yeah, shoot. I'll be right back out. Give me just a second, folks. I kind of wish our struggle was with the nut at this point, because I don't have an answer. I looked in data, scan tool data, it is being commanded on, and it has the ability to turn it off. You go on the instrument cluster, it says mill command on. All the circuit checks are good. If it had a short in that circuit and was turning it on, it would throw a code for it. But I can turn it on and off using the scan tool. It just says mill command on. I don't have an answer, dude. I'm gonna do some looking in service data before I get real stupid with it. I'm probably just gonna take it for a drive. I can't fathom that that would do anything, but I don't know. I don't have an answer. Let's take a little toot around town here. Just to see, so it's kind of weird. What's my next move gonna be? Looking service data. See if there's any bulletins or anything. And then my next move would be to plug the old module back in. This is our only variable. It's the only thing that we did was replace that module. So I would put the module back in, and just for poop and laughter, see if we can clear the code with that module, see if it'll stay off, or if it, pops right back with that loss of communication. I'm not sure. I don't know. I know the customer's not gonna be super happy. Be like, yeah, we fixed it, but it's still broke. Which we obviously fixed it, because prior we had no communication with that module whatsoever. And now we do. I'm gonna head back to the shop. The other thing we could do, or we could try, because sometimes cars get stuck in a funk, just like us people get in a funk, we need a reset. We could also unhook the battery for a little bit of time. Cars with OnStar like this one has, be careful touching your battery cables together, because if the the VCIM, the OnStar module, has a backup battery in it, you can cause some damage. So we may just unhook the battery and see if that does anything before we get super deep. Back from our test drive. Let's just do a system scan again just to be sure. All right, no codes. We're gonna leave the negative disconnected here for a while. You'd be surprised what that'll fix on a car sometimes. I don't know if it's irony. It will be if this works, because I just went to use my phone to text one of my friends, and I opened it up and it says, install SIM card to proceed. Like, well, that's weird. So it wasn't recognizing the SIM card, I guess. I reset my phone and we're back in business. I can't tell you the last time I turned that phone off and back on though. Let's see, we're back in, we're tight. Let's see if it's the case with the Chevrolet too. That was kind of weird. Let's plug our scan tool back in. Make sure if you're unhooking the battery, unhook your scan tool. Okay. Oops, I got no key. Oh! Almost fell my can. Round two. We got a key this time. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Hey-oh! Just like my phone, it has a case of the Chevys. Lights out. Huzzah! Open and close the driver window. Open. closed. Does the express feature work? Hey, it does. Hood's open. And passenger side express down. Up. Happy days, baby. Happy days. Let's just check it for codes. We gotta go out and calibrate the compass now. As you can see, it says Cal down there. So we gotta go out and drive in circles. Make sure everything's cool here from the disconnect, and it is. Okay, yeehaw. Sounds like there's something living in the hood. Oh yeah. The old mice that moved in. See all the nuts and stuff rattling out of the hood. Mice or squirrels, something's living in there. Good little home for them. I guess that's it, folks. Now, many of you are asking the age-old question, would resetting the battery fix this? That was the same age-old question I had. No, because I crawled under there and plugged it in because I'm like, oh, that would really suck if I didn't think of that initially. But, and then it all came back to me. We had it unplugged and plugged back in, and it never regained communication. So I thought of that when I was under there unplugging it and plugging this one in, saying, oh gosh, everybody's gonna ask. But if you remember from the first video, we disconnected the power from it and then repowered it up. So I thought of that. Anyways, I plugged it back in. It still starts and runs. It just still doesn't communicate. So dodged a bullet there. Although I've never seen that before, where you have a module that's not communicating and simply, unhooking the battery and resetting it, miraculously brings it back to life. Now, this one may have been a good candidate for it because the vehicle still started and ran, which was kind of rare in and of itself to see a module that doesn't communicate, but doesn't really seem to affect the drivability problem of the car. So that's kind of unusual. We can get in depth to that. It doesn't matter. So that's it. Pretty bizarre that our engine light stayed on when, we clearly had communications with it. It programmed fine, but it must have gotten in some kind of funk like my phone did where it didn't see the SIM card today for some reason. Or like the Altel does once in a while, where we don't have internet connection. So today was a series of resets. We had to reset the Altel to get our internet back. I had to reset my phone to get the SIM card back, and we had to reset this truck to turn the engine light off. Wow. And then this morning, my Mercies were made new. Reset. Bunch of resets today. 4 in a row. Anyhow, you guys, comment section, Insta, Facebook, you know where to find me. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.